Okay, let me give you guys some feedback real quickly. Looks like when you guys converted this to Word, it kind of knocked some of your images down. I'm not sure, but this page doesn't quite look like I'm sure you want it to look. You should take the newsletter date out. You might put a date like you would on a magazine, and that's perfectly fine. I don't really see the need for this to say chapter 2. You could use this title, food really is fuel. But that's your choice there. And if you guys are going to use this, then it needs to be updated. We're talking less than a week away from the final project being due this coming Sunday. And the Dropbox closes December 1st, so that'll be next Saturday. So really you guys have basically one week left. It must be in. I will not, absolutely under any circumstances, take this after the Dropbox closes. It must get submitted to the Dropbox, period. Alright, as I look at this, to me this doesn't look any different than what I remember seeing on the last check-in, because I remember saying this image needs to be bigger, and I'm not so sure about this. And I don't know who's done this, so I don't even know who to give credit to. I do like that I can see this, but really I don't want this page 24 to 25 written in your final product. I want you to call this a title. It should match up with your section, and then it should be like by Joshua Nathan. Sort of lets me know who the author is of this article per se. Now, I haven't read any of this yet, so I'm not grading this today for its accuracy, but we want to make sure that it's visually appealing as opposed to just slapping some text in here. So there needs to be images and all of that good stuff, and anytime you use images, they must be cited. Do a credit image below it and use a bit.ly or a tiny URL so you don't have lines and lines of basically web page lines like URL lines. So I know that y'all are still working here, so I'm okay with this, page 26, all that, but from food to energy, this is not talking about that specifically. What is this section talking about specifically? That's what your title should be. Similar to a magazine, people. So if you do not know what a magazine looks like, buy one, pick up one, look at one online. But I really want this to have the look and feel of a magazine. So the image must be cited. Again, lots and lots and lots of text, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but there's no style, this doesn't look like a magazine page to me. Again, with all these images, I love how this image doesn't have a background. That's fantastic. I like the design of this. I'm assuming there's supposed to be an image over here to the side of it. Some of you don't seem to have very much done, considering you're supposed to do 10 pages and we're less than a week out from the final product being submitted. Okay, good. Right here, image. You don't need this little @ signal, so you can come in, you can take that away. That's all you need right there. I love the clarity of that image. Alright, so this is, alright, when. I do like how you've highlighted that key term, talking about your title there. Make sure you take the time to sort of break down this image and explain it. This URL is too long, so you need to credit, and then you need to take this and drop this into like, you can go to like tinyurl, and you can shorten a URL. All you do is you would take that, you would take this link here, you go to your tinyurl, you paste it in there and make tinyurl, and here's your tinyurl now. So that's what you'd come back to your project, and this is what you'd paste instead. See how much smaller that is. So you can come back in here and delete that one. Again, I mean, 10 pages, I'm looking. You guys are quite shy, you know. Even Wynn, who I think has quite a bit. You can't just use random images, you know, while they may be cute. And if they get to be too big and they start to lose their pixelation, you need to adjust them. Like this guy here looks like he's been stretched out too far. So anyway, you need to make sure that there's just not images slapped on here for no reason. Like Brianna, I mean, this is all the content you have, and you have 2 pages worth of stuff, and this is all you've done. So Brianna won't be getting full credit. When you have 1, 2, barely 2.5 pages. I'm not giving you guys full content. Week out, I mean, we should be down to the last couple of pages. We should be at least 7, 8 pages, right? Daniel, you guys' images are really looking similar here. So you need to be aware of that. You might need to break up and find images that are not so close. Not sure who's done this one, dietary supplements and energy. Let's see, looks like Daniel's done maybe a page, so I don't know if this is Daniel's work extended. I'm not sure why you guys aren't able to help me. I like this right here, Lindsay. Thank you very much for following. I don't need this information once you submit the final product, which it must be PDF form. I'm going to be sending out messages about that to you guys soon. Okay, so lots of white space here. I mean, I know it's all kind of shifted. All these images must be cited. They must be spoken about. Again, I don't see very many people that really. That's all we have here, huh? This should be a little more organized for me to be able to clearly tell. Stacy, I mean, on your own team, you've got someone who's doing an excellent job. I don't understand why you guys aren't taking the opportunity to follow her lead. Image credit here, make this a tiny URL. Go change this, it's too long. Fantastic work here, and truly not understanding why your group won't follow this lead. Very consistent, nice images, good balance of pictures and words. I've even highlighted this to the whole group, to the whole class. Yep, really good stuff. Looks like Stacy is just about done with hers, guys. So as far as I can tell, Stacy's the only one that is at least 2/3 of the way done. And I'm just trying to scroll back and make sure I didn't miss anybody in the beginning here. Don't know who's doing that. I'm assuming maybe Destiny. Joshua doesn't have enough. Thomas. Brianna. Okay. It's due Sunday the 25th, but you have until next Saturday the 1st to submit before 11:59. I will not, absolutely under any circumstance, accept your project outside of the Dropbox. So make this a priority. Some of you, most of you in this group still have quite a bit of work to do, so I really recommend you get on it. You got an excellent example in Stacy's. No excuse.